Hi, my name is Kathy Mahall, and I'm a Republican committee woman in Ohio. I just can't let the year go by without whistleblowing on the Democrats. I've spent many election days in as a certified worker in at the polls in the primary and in the general election. A little background on me is that I lived in Pittsburgh for 40 years and I ran for mayor of Pittsburgh in 93. I was a state's committee person and I just got hooked on election day and observing what happens behind the scenes in voting. Pennsylvania used to have a Democrat and a Republican levers, so it was a lot easy for them when no one was looking to ching to ching to ching. And I just, what I'm trying to say is that I'm getting flustered because I'm just your average Jane Doe. What I'm trying to say is that they have been cheating. The Democrats have been cheating for a long time, and everyone says, "Oh, we all know that." And I've seen all kinds. I've seen the buses roll up and they give the kids money and they go in and they vote. They let them vote. But see, there's no in low-income polls, which is mostly all the big cities in America, there are no Republicans on the election boards. So what happens is that they can actually get away with what they want. Even now that it's digital and we're on a computer screen, I discovered in 2016 the new weapon that the Democrats are using to cheat, steal, and influence every vote they can get near. The primary, after Trader Kasich in Ohio took over $600,000 from George Soros.org's, he then had the whole Republican primary rigged. It's really anything that happens in the Republican side because the primaries are usually just run and elected through the middle of America, which is why Trump won. But so election day, he had rigged the ballot positioning, and everything else because Democrat governors and Trader Kasich have everything to do with position ballots, how they read. He had two places for president there during our primary. And I asked this guy sitting there, just sitting there, what's with that? And he said, "Oh, we're going to throw one out." What? You've got to be kidding me. This is crazy. This is the craziest thing yet. So on the outside of the poll, there's no signs, no Hillary, no Bernie, no nobody. So just Kasich. So my husband and I go and put all the Trump signs in. By the time we drove home, they're gone. So the whole primary had just the weirdest, slant to it. And of course, Kasich won Ohio. So come the general election is when I really realized what was going on. The Trump people sent my husband and I to Bedford Heights, which is a very low income, practically, it's pretty much black voting area in Cleveland, Ohio. And we get there in the morning, 6 o'clock with the donuts, and there's these two guys, two DNC, two guys, my husband and I, two Republican, were all certified poll watchers. So I asked the two guys, "Well, what are you?" "Oh, I'm a lawyer from Los Angeles." And his buddy said, "Yeah, I'm a lawyer from New York City." I said, "For what party?" They said, "Oh, the Democrat Party." I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" "Oh, well, we brought the computer to teach." I said, "The computer?" He said, "Yeah, last night we had a session. We had to teach everybody here at the poll how to use it." This is not setting well with me. I'm saying, "You brought the computer. Interesting." I said, "For what reason? Cheating?" Oh, that just took them off guard. And they said, "What are you accusing us of?" And I said, "Just that." So when they sort of left the room, I went up to this cute little black grandfather type who was running this computer that they brought. Wasn't part of the deal. They brought it. And because Kasich was a traitor, he okayed it. So I asked the guy who was running it, can you look my husband and I up? And he said no. And then I was taken back, and I said, why? He said, because you're Republicans. So now we're at the general election for this one. And you know that that is completely illegal. There cannot be a voter database that does not include everybody, regardless of what your party is. It can't. It's totally against federal election laws. I promise you. So the next day I called up the election board here to our Republican representative, and I asked Anthony what was going on. He said, oh yeah, it was okayed by the Secretary of State. Yeah, because he didn't know what he signed, because then in July I asked him, and he absolutely turned white. He did not know he had signed anything like that. I didn't even explain it. I just asked him if he okayed this database being entered into a general election day. So what I'm getting at here is that I just know for a fact and in my heart that the Democrats are not going to want to elect any of these lunatics that you've watched, unless you wanted to torture yourself, watched over these debates. It's not going to happen. And my opinion is they're going to use this embedded computer to get Bloomberg through their primaries. And he hasn't done any advertising. He's got very little voter awareness at this point. But I want to go back to 2008 when the community organizer, he became George Soros's pet. And all of a sudden, the girl that was supposed to win, HRC, all the money dried up, and they're going through their primaries. And I would bet you that was the beginning of that weapon, the database. Because in their database, they say, who are you supporting? So here they register all these Donald Ducks and everybody else they can get their hand on. And then they say, well, who are you supporting? We all know in the middle of the summer, everybody in California was for Bernie. No, that was 4 years later, sorry. Anyway, it didn't happen for Hillary. Next thing you know, we've got Barack Obama running for president. So this computer, and then reel back to 2016, and poor Bernie. Bernie had every momentum going, and Hillary was sputtering and stopping and whatever. No, this computer was embedded in every one of those Democrat strongholds, all those cities all along America, everywhere. And it was reported by the end of the returns or the next week that tens of thousands or thousands of Bernie voters in New York City alone were turned away. And my husband figured out that it would only take 100 votes in a primary to get beyond somebody. That's all you really need. So I think then we have to go to 2016 at the general election in Bedford Heights. At 5 o'clock, here's these people coming in, 15, 20 people coming into this. I said, well, wait, what are you doing? Where are you going? They're going in this room. I said, well, what's going on? Oh, we're going to be working here till midnight. Oh, really? You're going to work till midnight? What are you going to do? Well, what are they going to do? Provisional ballots. The little computer's sitting there. It's a general election. It's completely illegal. And now they're going to fill out provisional ballots. This nobody understands. Everyone automatically says, yes, they cheat. Now this is how they cheat, and we're going to be able to prove it. February 2nd, February 11th, Iowa, New Hampshire. Let's just go to the Democrat primary. We don't have one anyway in the Republican. Get certified. They're going to use that computer, which is already embedded, and their primary to take every vote away from all these other lunatics. And I'm sorry, but so far they're all lunatics. And push their guy Bloomberg through the primaries. And that is influence and illegal. Russian smushing, Trump never. Democrats. They've been influencing their primary forever. When I ran, there were 5 Democrats in the primary, and it was ridiculous what that they did to get their guy through. So I've watched it all, and all I want to do is ask you to please stand with me, become a certified poll watcher. I will get you a list of the U.S. conservative state's attorneys, so you can call if you see any proprieties, because the Democrats are about to fix their Democrat primaries. And I've got to get it to my president. I've got to get it. And then they're going to try to fix the senators, Republican senators, in the general election. Mark my words. I can't let this go. I know that's exactly what they're going to do. Thank you for your time. I'm the whistleblower.